This television is a portal to the past. Inside sit the dreams of one's youth and the fears of one's future. When imagination equates to a certain period of time and limits are left behind, the practical and the impossible cross over during those fleeting hours known as the Twilight-Tober Zone.
My name is Tacoma Narrows. I am the writer for Demo Reel. I came across Donnie, and I thought, what better way to break into the industry? True, a lot of times it doesn't go with my ideas. In fact, what I originally put down...
Mr. Malcolm Ray, a man blessed with what one may call golden pipes, currently taking a one-car trip down memory lane. But if Mr. Ray knew where this particular lane led, he'd throw it in reverse and never look back.
Hey, we just wrapped up. I'm gonna head out. You mind closing up?
Sure, just gonna finish watching this really quick.
What you watching?
Demo Reel.
Why?
Well, it's been almost a decade since we made it, you know? Feeling a little nostalgic, I guess.
Is that a joke?
Oh, no. I was just saying that it's been almost 10 years since I joined the crew.
Because nostalgia's my thing.
I know,
Just lock up when you leave.
Product, but that's Donnie's direction, and I respect him as an artist.
Malcolm. It's been said that the past can come back to haunt us, but as Mr. Malcolm Ray is about to find out, his past has a more sinister agenda. For each step he takes brings him ever closer to the threshold of the Twilight-Tober Zone.
Malcolm. Doug? Tamara? Malcolm. Malcolm.
Malcolm. Older versions of ourselves never truly leave us. Try as we might to destroy them, they always survive in some dark back alley of our psyche. And if we're not cautious, they can take hold once more, claw to the surface and snatch the reins from our hands. It's a hard lesson to learn, but one that's taught every day in the Twilight-Tober Zone.
Guten Tag, mein Name ist Karl Kopenhagen. Ich bin ein Kameramann und das hier ist meine Kamera. Kami.
The former workplace of Mr. Robert R. Walker, one of the internet's most noted critics. Long ago, Mr. Walker created something that he misses desperately. The years since have only fed that desperation, and recently, he's longed for a chance to create again. But he can't do it alone. A writer can be the master of their own universe, but this writer isn't dealing with any known constellation, for both he and you are about to explore the unknown cosmos of the Twilight-Tober Zone.
His name is Karl Copenhagen. He's 5'10", with a proud German forehead and eyes as gray as the North Sea. He has the steady temperament of a honey badger and the grace, dignity, and leadership skills of a walrus in heat. He's dressed in a thick black overcoat, sprayed with the scent of sea salt. He wears a tattered captain's hat and sports round, intimidating spectacles. He's walking down the hallway and toward the first door he sees when... Carl! So, you've brought me back, yeah? I've missed you, old friend. Oh, I've missed you too. Wer was er? It has been eons since you wiped me from this mortal plane. Let me show you how we say thank you in Deutschland.
A creation turning on its creator. It happens more often than you'd think. Years ago, Mr. Walker had the power to create anyone he could imagine. Characters so real to him, they felt human. But he didn't take into account the all-too-human emotion of revenge. In this case, with great power came great agony. Another tale to be filed under P for paradoxical in the Twilight-Tober Zone.
My name is Quinn, and I didn't work for the IRA.
Alright, I think I found the problem. Oh, should be good now. Walter?
They can't hear you, Jimmy. It's just us now, boyo.
You didn't really think that would work, did you?
In this room you see now, Mr. James J. Ross is about to enter into a strange mortal combat against a familiar face. His own. It'll be a battle of wits, going one-on-one against his own reflection. But there can only be one Mr. J. Ross, and this is a fight for existence that can only be fought in the Twilight-Tober Zone.
freaky, ain't it?
What do you want?
Out.
No! What am I doing? You're not real. You're just a character on a canceled internet show.
Oh, I'm a lot more than that. I know you miss me, Jimmy boy.
Stop calling me that.
All that work you do out there, fixing other people's problems. Aren't you tired of it?
Shut up!
Remember when we were young, Jimmy? You wanted to be the star. You were the one with all the talent. Now you're playing second fiddle to a bunch of loudmouth gobshites.
No!
Let me out, Jimmy. Let me out and we could be the star again. We could call the shots. That's what you really want. Isn't it?
The truth can set you free, but can it also destroy you? Break you down just to build you back up again? When that person rises from the ashes, who are they? Are they you, or someone else entirely? James J. Ross, or someone who looks like him, may tell you the latter after a brief round trip into the Twilight-Tober Zone.
They have been extremely good to me.
Decades ago, this telephone was the epitome of human communication. Now, with its archaic buttons and faded finish, it sits as a relic of an era long gone. Enter Miss Heather Roos, who, like most of us, remembers the days when a ringing phone eventually had to be answered.
Hello?
We have a mutual agreement between us. We film here, and they do whatever they do back there. They don't ask questions, and we don't ask questions.
Sorry? What are you doing?
This phone was ringing. I thought I heard someone on it, but I couldn't make it out.
Well, it's unplugged, so...
I could have sworn.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna be in the green screen room. Just join me in there when you're done, okay? Heather?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, sure. I'll be right there.
As Miss Roos is about to find out, sometimes the best answer to a ringing phone is to leave it off the hook. Otherwise, you run the risk of listening in to a long-distance call straight from the heart of the Twilight-Tober Zone.
Hello?
My name is Rebecca Stone. That's Stone, not Stone A. The accent to is silent. I went to college for acting.
Rachel? Is that you? Hello?
Rebecca?
This is Heather. Who is this?
Rebecca, hi! How's the job going? You've got to tell Donnie I said hello.
You've got the wrong number.
Rebecca, don't you dare hang up on me. It's the role of a lifetime. We can't miss out on this.
I don't know what you're talking about. Hello?
Who is this?
I told you. This is Rebecca.
Tell yourself a lie for long enough, and eventually you'll believe it. Case in point, Miss Rebecca Stone, and a life-changing conversation with a dark destiny that drew her inside. The Twilight-Tober Zone. This television is a portal to the past. Inside sit the dreams of one's youth and the fears of one's future, when imagination equates to a certain period of time and limits.
Doug! We need to talk.
Who?
All of us.
He can't explain why, but Mr. Doug Walker is afraid. Something intangible is holding him in the hot, sweaty grip of fear. Something worse than any punishment this world has to offer. Something of his own making. This kind of fear can only be found in the Twilight-Tober Zone.
You thought you could just cast us aside?
Like we were nothing?
You brought us into this world.
But we're going to take you out of it.
Doug? Help me!
Heather?
Doug? Is that you? Help me! I don't know where I am!
Doug, old friend, I think it's time for a reboot, don't you?
Doug!
We often preach about making our dreams a reality, but when a dream mutates into a nightmare, it can engulf us with no escape. Such is the case with Mr. Doug Walker, who may never wake up from an endless demo reel of his most terrified moments. Mr. Doug Walker, a permanent resident
of the Twilight-Tober Zone.
There's a certain time of day and a certain time of year when the sun sets and the weather cools, where the leaves change and the winds chill. Light retreats, darkness advances, and imagination takes over. It all occurs during that brief period of time known as the Twilight-Tober Zone.